Hello. Welcome to Mark's Arizona Trap House.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bijan and this is my account SoCal Expeditions. If you guys could please do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up, because today we're going to teach you how to install a high clearance bumper on a 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. We have Mark Yamrick and he is going to be teaching us what's going on. So Mark, tell us about this install. Tell us, is it hard or is it easy?
Well, depends. You can make it really easy, you can make it really hard, but as long as you measure more than twice, I would say, and cut once, then you should be fine.
So right here we have a Pelfreybilt high clearance bumper for a 3rd gen Tacoma, and if you know Pelfreybilt, they are also called bankrupt built because they went bankrupt and didn't give people their money back. Now I feel really bad for that happening, but their bumpers still rock. So first thing we need to do is remove the rigged tire carrier. We need to take off the stock bumper and hitch, and then we can measure the bed sides. We're gonna do a cut line 1/4 inch below the taillight. That is the Pelfrey cut line. Went ahead and quickly removed the rig swing out. Now we're gonna start working on the stock bumper. So the stock bumper is held on by 5 bolts on each side. It's really hard for me to pick up right now, but you'll be able to see it underneath. 5 bolts on each side, a couple clips, and remove everything for the license plate wiring harness. Now we're just going ahead and removing the wiring harness for the tow hitch. Tuck that back in.
Remember, safety first. After I already got dirt in my eye. Oh! Right to the chest. Mike, that hurt, Mike. So we've discovered that there are not 5 bolts on each side, but 7 on each side. And there's 5 on the side, and there are 2 underneath. And you want to make sure you leave at least 1 in bolted to the frame so the bumper does not drop. And be careful with those 2 on the bottom side. It's like a mount, and that came down. It hit me in the chest, but I'm okay. 5 up here, left 1 in here so it stays. As you can see, it moves. And there's these two that go right here have a bracket and it mounts right under here.
So here's another look at the notch that guide tab's in. So again, you need to lift up and then out. So we got the stock bumper off, and now we're gonna go ahead and tape up the bed sides. This makes it easy for doing our cut line. One thing I wanna note is that when you're doing your cut line, you want to measure from the bed caps down. So say your cut line is 1/4 inch below the taillight, which is gonna be my cut line. I'm gonna measure 1/4 inch below the taillight, and then I will measure to the top of the bedside. And I will run down every so often and draw a point on the tape. So that way I can just draw a straight line through the tape, and there is my cut line. And I'll go back and measure again, make sure everything is perfect all the way through, and it's a straight cut. There's a point where you're just frustrated. You're really tired of working on stuff. You just start yanking everything off. Mark, why don't you tell us about that?
Yes. So what we did is we cut the bed sides off, as you can see. We cut a little bit more, or a little less, I should say, than what we needed. So just about an 1/8 inch below the line that we drew. And now, after we test fitted the bumper, right now we're just gonna clean it up, make it nice and even, and kind of fill out the uneven gaps, and then the bumper's ready to go on.
One thing a lot of people worry about is not cutting the bumper line straight on the bedside itself. My only tip for that is really just measure multiple times and then cut once. I've never seen a perfectly straight aftermarket bumper on a truck. I've honestly just never seen it. There's so much adjustability in the bumper to go up in the rear, down in the rear, up in the front towards the fender flare or down. So it's kind of just a cut straight, put the bumper on, and when you're bolting the bumper down, try and have 2 or 3 people extra, so that way 2 people can hold the bumper up in the position it needs to be, and 1 person tightening all the 7 bolts that hold the bumper to the actual frame. So we're gonna go ahead, clean everything up, and then we'll have the bumper on the truck. Important thing to note is just cover your cuts with a paint pen. So just like this, just run it through your cut so you don't have fresh metal exposed. Super easy, takes a second, and it protects it from rust because we all know these Toyotas suck when it comes to rusting. That's it. It's really good to paint your edges, make sure that nothing rusts over. Now it doesn't look pretty, and a lot of people think that, oh, we cut it wonky, but no, it's straight, it's just because of the paint. Now, something like this that you can buy at either VatoZone or O'Reilly's will take care of all your problems. This is truck or SUV edge trim. What we'll do is we'll take this edge trim and we'll line it out and just install it straight over where we cut. Now this also protects the paint and it makes it look a lot cleaner, so you're not gonna have people looking at your crappy painted bedsides and making fun of you. Instead, we're just gonna throw this $10 edge trim on there and it's gonna look beautiful. When you're applying this, make sure that you're putting upwards pressure because there's glue on the inside of the edge trim and you want that to adhere to the painted surface that you have. Now this fits on there pretty tightly, and once you get it on, it's not really going to come off ever, so you want to do it right the first time. Right at the end here, we'll just line it out. Make a quick cut. Ooh, should I cut it angled? That looks fine.
As you can tell, Bajan loves his VatoZone trim tape. As you can see, previous.
The VatoZone trim tape is really good for hiding your terrible cuts. The best part about the VatoZone trim tape is it's only $10 and it makes your car look extra good. You should buy the VatoZone trim tape just like this.
So here's a look at the bedside with all the VatoZone trim on. Looks good. And now, it looks really clean. So next up, we'll just throw the bumper on, get everything lined up, and it's done. All right, it is day 3 of the bumper install. This thing has taken forever, but we just moved the truck in the middle of the driveway. Finally, we have enough hands to put it on. We need to attach the LED license plate lights. Just zip tie that to the high clearance bumper. Then we'll install the toe plug, which goes in this bracket right here. And then we can go ahead, line the bumper up, and throw it on the truck. So let's go ahead and finish that so we can be done. Here was this piece right here. I saw this plastic trim and I decided to leave it on because it just looks a little bit better from the back. However, put a self-tapping screw in the side of it just to hold it in.
You can find someone that will like a picture of the truck. Yeah, that's cheap.
It's so loud. Do you like the VIN? I love it. It's a big, strong bumper.
Why is it missing the one on the other side?
Where are the other bolts?
You see the little one? Oh, yeah.
Those are the backup sensors. Well, Bajan doesn't have backup.
What was my genius idea of how I'm going to do this? I do not know yet. We zipped it.
So, as you can see, we have the final product here. Bajan right here, kind of, I don't know what he was doing. But we got everything cut. We got the VatoZone trim tape put on. Bumpers all mounted, lined up. Looks great. Everything's all tight. But one thing we got a problem with is rigged swing out. It's not made for this. If you come over here, this gets in the way of the tailgate. And you can't open it. But Let us know if you guys want some merch. Maybe some hoodies, t-shirts, maybe some hats, maybe some patches. Add them to your collection. Maybe we can do a raffle. Let us know what you want. Like and subscribe.